So this thing is, it's just a tool that allows an opportunity to change
Mhm.
the dynamic on rooftop purchases.
Mhm.
So you can call the job title whatever you want. I just usually call them op cost analysis.
Mhm.
So that just the easiest way if I can spell correctly. But and then you either have new or replacement. So 90% of what you're going to do is a replacement. This is a really important box to get into because it defaults to 5 years. Why I don't know, but you know I always put 20 in. You can pick enthalpy or you know usually enthalpy economizers are what we do here.
Mhm.
Um, and then this region, it picks the country. Now this is a very important step you got to pay attention to because you want to have accurate data.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so let's say you got an office 10 tons. Look at the electric rate that defaults to electric industry
Mhm.
average 10 cents.
Mhm.
We don't pay 10 cents. We pay probably more like 12 cents, right?
Yeah.
So you go up to user defined, and unfortunately you have to punch this in. There's no way to
Mhm.
lock it. What do you like for gas? 40 cents a therm?
Oh, I
It's
don't
about
know.
right.
I
Yeah,
don't-
it's about right. Now here's the other interesting thing. You can, in this one, you could pick up to 7 units. Well, that's stupid. But you can certainly pick 3. But let's just leave it to 2 for the moment so that we can just compare.
Mhm.
Now, here is a reality. I could go and I could say, well, I'm changing the carrier unit. Well, let's go and do this other one that we were talking about before. So here's this GGS16 that
Mhm.
went on Perkins that I just sold you for Perkins.
Mhm.
So it's going to be 060 to that, right? So it's going to actually, in this case, be the 060.
Mhm.
So it's a 5-ton unit, 4.88 tons, something like that. Now the age of this thing, I think that one was, I think that was 23, so it's 17 years old. Now it picks a SEER rating, right? Which is 10. That's pretty high for a 17-year-old unit. So you really, you know, you got to just kind of live with that. If you really believe this thing's a piece of crap, and there's no
Mhm.
way in the world it can be as efficient, you can change this to user defined, and you can plug in your own
Yeah. Sierra number.
range, you know, your own number.
Mhm.
But let's just leave it as it is for the moment. So we just have, it's just a 1-speed device. That's all that thing is really. It's not.
Mhm.
It's not. Yeah, I guess it would be. It's not direct drive. BHP would probably be more like 1.5 in that small unit. Now over
Mhm.
here we just go get an FC, and we want a medium heat. No, we want 3-phase. Medium heat, 3-phase unit. So the Sears 14, everything picks up. This is actually going to be lower. It's going to be like 0.9 for that little unit, and it will have it'll have a 1-speed motor. We'll put economizers on both of them, and then it's going to tell us a story. So we're going to let it tell us a story just by simply going down here and hitting calculate. And I do want a cover page on it and generate a report.
Cool.
So it's going to tell me that I'm saving 31% over the dead soldier.
Oh wow.
That's what it's going to do. And there's your cumulative savings over 20 years. It's going to save
Mhm.
13 grand.
That's great. Wow.
Yeah, it's that simple. Now, this thing can print volumes of crap. I mean, 5 pages
Mhm.
are what is kind of like the default calc, but you can just keep front
Print
page.
the relevant pages.
Yeah,
right?
1, 2, and maybe 5. But 1 and
Mhm.
2 would be the only pages I do, just because it's got
Yeah,
it
it's
covered.
pretty concise.
Yeah. Now, the one thing that I want to show you, do you remember? You may or may not have remembered. There's a change in 2018
Mhm.
where the Department of Energy mandated that fans for anything that's
Mhm.
7.5 tons and up has to have a VFD.
Yes.
Okay. So let's just go look at that because that one actually becomes a lot more interesting. So